Oh, he has to keep going and going. Oh,
Right.
we're live.
Oh,
Yeah.
we're live.
Okay.
We're
Yes,
live.
we're
Yes.
live. Yes, we're live.
Yes, yes. And HR is furiously writing his memoirs as we speak.
Or doing laundry.
Yeah, something like
That
he's
wheel is going, 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 going. Mm.
he's yeah, it's like, it's like, yeah, it's like all the animals here. It's like they learn how to start acting up the second we go live.
Absolutely. Say, look, they learn from the internet because my internet does the same damn thing.
Right.
All night long, I couldn't sleep. I was up and down, and my signal was strong as fuck. The
Yeah.
second it's time to go live, it's weak.
Right.
But
One
anyway,
bar. Yeah.
good morning, everyone.
Oh
It is,
boy.
oh shit, Daphne. Friday.
Friday.
It is Friday, June 3rd, 2022, and you
Oh
are
my
watching
goodness.
the Ragin 2, the vlogs, the show that is just as awkward as it sounds. And we're going to throw this intro, and we'll be right back to you guys in just a second.
Oh boy.
Your favorite podcast, it's Critical Blast.
That is a
I got
beautiful thing.
I got goosebumps from that.
Right? That is a fucking amazing looking
Right.
campaign.
So yeah. So as always, any of our promos, any of the campaigns that we mentioned can be found in links in the chat and definitely in the show notes. Mara is killing it, literally and figuratively, on Kickstarter. So please check out any and all of the books that gets mentioned here and in the chat, and yeah, especially keep an eye out on the chat because they're always posting up links to campaigns that sometimes we miss, and you don't want to miss them. So good morning, everybody. My name is Daphne Lage, and I'm a cartoonist, illustrator, and comic book artist from New York. I have been self-publishing since 1992, and I am known for the funny animal fantasy Tall Tales, now pre-launching on Kickstarter as well. The actual campaign goes live on June 13th, so make sure you sign up at the link at the pre-launch link, so that you get notified whenever whenever on June 13th when the campaign goes live. So, and I am also known for my fantasy soap opera drama Ego Raven, Heir of the First Unicorn, which also will be returning to Kickstarter in its first collected trade paperback, collecting issues 1 through 4 of the main series, and that will be coming August 22nd. But it's all about Tall Tales now. So you can read both my comics online at Tall Tales, TAILS online.com, and egoworks.com, EGOWRKS. And you can check out all of my videos on how I make my comics here on YouTube at my channel at Daphne Lage, Lage Art, which is also simulcast through the Raging 2 network. So yes, and if you are joining us from regions beyond, from Twitter, from Facebook, wherever you see the link to this show, this live stream, this video, whenever you find it, come on over to YouTube, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button, get notified whenever we go live, or any of our shows go live here on YouTube, so you don't miss a thing. So Nita, are we being visited by HR today?
We are.
So
check on this, Daphne.
There you go. Yeah, make sure that we are meeting all of the standards and practices. So introduce. So who are you?
My name is Nita Lanning. I am a writer, vlogger, blogger from Southeast Louisiana. I am the executive producer of the Ragin 2 broadcast network and herder of hamsters.
Right. Yes. There we go. So yes. Yes. So Dumplin is our HR department.
Yeah, and he's being a little dick this morning. He won't be quiet.
So we have to make sure that he is made happy, or else we will get in trouble.
Food offerings.
Exactly. So welcome everybody to another episode. So who's in the chat today, Nita?
Oh Lord, we got everybody this morning. Okay, so we got Grant Lankford, George Medina. Let's see, Jody McPhee, Odin. Good morning.
Good
Patrick,
morning.
Yeah, Carl showed up. COVID Kev. Yeah, and the list keeps growing.
Yeah, really. It's like yes. So come on over, join our sexy people in the chat. And it's like and I don't remember if we mentioned it. Standards? No, absolutely not.
What the fuck are standards?
Why do you think our HR department is a rodent? Again, I would just like to say, I would just like to congratulate. I don't remember whether we mentioned it. I don't. I know we mentioned it all over online, but congratulations to George Medina for his campaign, The Adventures of Wonder Duck, for breaking $5,000 on his first foray on crowdfunding since I don't know when. He's been away for several years. Yes, it's practically, and so he decided to take the plunge, and he did really, really well. We're impressed with how
36 backers,
right?
It was was super impressive all around.
He took a lot of chances with the campaign in terms of promotion and whatnot, and every single one of those paid off. So congratulations to George. I'm really looking forward to getting my book and the trading card. I mean, it's a beautiful trading card, to tell you the truth. I love the gold foil and how that works on it. So I'm really looking forward to seeing it in person. So yeah, but just because Wonder Duck is over doesn't mean there isn't all these other wonderful campaigns that everyone can check out and look at. So Nita, how come I don't know how to read a calendar?
What do you need to know, Daphne?
What is this? I don't know. It's like Mondays feel like Fridays. Fridays feel like Mondays.
I know, it's crazy. It's crazy.
The weeks are long, the years are short.
Something else interesting coming up.
Is
I was invited to be on. It came from the radio.
Oh, yes,
next Wednesday. Yeah.
Mark,
I don't know why.
There's Mark. Is that Mike? Here I go again. You see, I can't do names. I can't do calendars.
I don't even know why. And I'm just
Mark Torres. Mark Torres came from the radio.
Yeah, Jesus. So the link is on Facebook because you have to sign up to be in the audience, and I'm bringing Daphne with me because
I am going to be. See, the interview is actually for Nita. He invited Nita. Mark invited Nita to be on the show, and I will be there as her emotional support cartoonist. Also because he uses Zoom, and we both hate using Zoom. So
I don't even have it loaded to my computer.
Right. So we're going to have to figure it out. The both of us, try to walk through it. So, yeah. But so that links to that interview is going to be on the.
Wow.
well,
go take care of that, Carl.
right. Yeah. I mean, isn't that kind of what's supposed to happen? But not, I guess, not that drastically. Right?
Oh, Donna just cut her fucking pinky off or some shit.
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
exactly.
yeah.
So that's so a lot of things going on. In novel update news, I am currently, for those of you who don't know, I am currently working on the novel that comes after the Eagle Raven Heir of the First Unicorn story. It's a continuation of I guess the adventure, let's just say. And I am currently at 14,087 words.
Wow.
So yeah, I've been a little busy, busy / distracted, because I have to keep reminding myself that I do have other things to work on, and I have my list for June to get things. To get all these other things done. I'm still finishing up the Eagle Raven Oswald crossover story. Although I'm happy that I finished my article for Glenn. I'm just letting it rest for a little bit so I can proofread it and go over it one more time. So so I have to do the cover for the magazine, and then I'll be sending it out. And then I don't know what issue he's going to put that in his Comics Unlimited magazine. Yeah, I just have to, there's just like a whole bunch of things I have to I have to do the missing sketch covers for the Eagle Raven campaign. I did send out a update to everybody on Kickstarter concerning that. I'm just finishing up some stuff. I want to get like a really good block of time together for it, so I could just do all of them at the same time and then ship all the remaining boxes out at the same time. So
Right.
If you haven't received your rewards, I know Nita, you're one of them, and Mike Jimmy, that's I'm working on it. So yeah, so in the middle of all that, I'm trying to write a full-blown novel as well. And what I've been learning lately with this is that all the world building, the small bits of bobs of world building that I've been doing in all the vignettes that I've been talking about they're now all coming together in this novel. So what seemed like just a random thing I was doing just to get all these thoughts out of my head, they're now all finally coming together, and it's just really very satisfying to have that happen. So I'm looking forward to share this book with everybody. I'm actually kind of mentally collecting a list of beta readers that that will have the honor of reading this completed manuscript for this completed first draft. So that's where I am with that project so far. So what have you been up to, Nita?
I have been updating show notes and promoting. That's about it right now.
Right.
Like
pretty much the usual, right?
Right. Yeah, the usual times 10.
Right. Yeah. So Greg, I don't think that kind of works like that. But like I said, it's still a while off, so I haven't
not in this pack anyway.
Right. Yeah, no, it's like it's like we look, even the scientists that coined the phrase don't believe in that any. It's like they realized that it was an inaccurate descriptor of what they were writing about in terms of wolf pack hierarchies. So even they don't believe that. So there we go. But if you are into wolf packs and werewolves and a werewolf war and how Eagle Raven gets into the middle of all this, that's yeah. So that's what kind of the book is that's the book. So speaking of promotion,
Oh yeah.
so there's a couple of I don't know. There's a couple of things that I wanted to touch on today. That I don't know. It's kind of like it almost sounds unrelated, but it actually is kind of all related if you really think about it. So the first thing that I want to talk about and to get, as always, the chat is more than welcome to
I
chime
know
in.
he didn't.
Right.
All right, Patrick just got himself banned from the
Oh
chat.
no, Patrick's on timeout. No, it's okay, Patrick. It's okay. We know you're joking and we're joking, but yes, you can't look. I keep getting told, oh, werewolves are so passe, and it's like, oh, they're so trendy and this, that, and the other thing. I don't care. I really don't care.
I don't care either. They're fucking hot.
Right. So you know what I'm writing? It's like, yes, is it another book about werewolves? Yes, it is. Is it a bad thing? Only for you if you don't want to read it. Because I'm A-okay with it.
This message.
Right. Yes, exactly. So, So in terms, okay. So I guess to kind of preface my topic. So several years ago, I mean, it's like, well, we've all seen it. There was this whole thing that happened where there was this big discussion about politics in comics, about creators getting a little too involved in, I guess, like getting politics involved. Well, yeah, wait until the book comes out. More shirtless. Definitely, yes, I definitely approve that message. More shirtless guys turning into werewolves. But I digress. So so they were talking about how there was this, that still is, there's still this complaint how a lot of creators, either they're making their comics overly political or they themselves are overly political. And the question that I have is, especially these last couple of weeks, and it's not just politics, but like we're talking about current events and just that, even if you don't want if you don't want to even, but the thing is, though, there's that whole phrase, the personal is political, or the political is personal. I forget which way they say it.
Right after the last Hobby Lobby.
Right, exactly. And the question that I'm having, that I'm really having recently is, okay, at what point does the individual politics of a creator get in the way of promoting their book? Like, I think it's kind of, just to preface, I think it's kind of, I don't know. It's like we're all people, we're all humans. We have our opinions on everything, and I think it's kind of silly to think that there would be, to expect a direct separation between the art and the artist, right? It's like we also talk about that, you can't separate the art from the artist. And I kind of wonder, I personally don't believe that's possible, actually.
It's not. No, because then you can't separate the person from the creator from the creation.
Right. It's like things that happen to us personally. I mean, yes, sometimes they do end up as part of the story, or something. I mean, it's like this is, write what you know type of thing, Oh, that's very nice. I like that. So, but the thing is, though, like I said, especially lately,
when does it become too much?
When does it become too much?
When you start getting attacky towards people who have beliefs that are different from your own, or we're seeing more of that than your creation, because that's going to get you blocked on off of my page. Like, because I don't give a fuck. Like, I have my beliefs, you have yours. That's fine. You're free to express yours, but I don't have to sit there and fucking have them shoved down my goddamn throat.
Right.
And it's just, it's really that simple for me. When it's something you're harping on constantly, when it's showing up more than your campaigns are, God, especially if you're active, dude. I'm not wanting to send people over to you, links back to you that are going to be all political and shit, because your beliefs may not be the same as mine. And as a promoter, people tend to link me to the people I promote, which is not always the case. So yeah, that for me, that's what it is.
Right. Now here's the thing, though, is there has to be, though, a fine line. Now I really like what COVID Kev said, that there has
I do. Some mystery.
It's like, you don't need to put it's like even I don't need to feel the it's like, it's just harder for people who are their contemporaries and know them and hear their non-art statements and their actions. I mean, I don't know. I think it's easier to separate art from artist when we're talking about a corporation, where it's like, we're seeing this with Star Wars right now. It's like, before it was like George and Star Wars, they were one and the same. Now it's Disney.
Right.
So now it's like, I mean, and if you really pay attention, you'll see how Disney is actually encouraging that separation, where now it's like Star Wars is a Disney product, not a George Lucas creation, where they're literally phasing out George Lucas from his own work.
Yes.
And we've seen it, we've seen it with Marvel, and we've seen it with DC. We've seen it with Archie, with Dan DeCarlo, how it's like, it's like they're kind of wiping out that it's like, okay, that's how they're separating the art from the artist, or the creator. It's like, unless it's like, it's something like Stan Lee, where it's like he completely integrated himself into the product. It's like everybody else is kind of getting scraped off the plate. But that's a corporation, though.
We're talking about individual creators.
Right. It's like, I'm talking about, there's, artists that I follow, and there are two things that kind of like turn me off to a creator that I'm following, even if I enjoy their work. One is if they're constantly whining about how miserable their lives are, and two, if they're kind of, if they're like kind of like overly opinionated about everything, to the detriment of showing artwork, to the detriment of the work that I'm actually following them for.
Right.
It's like, you see, I think that's where the kind of that's where I guess like that overlap is happening, where it's like, we have to sell our personalities. We have to attach our personalities to our work because of social media, especially if you're in a visual medium, a visual platform like YouTube. But the thing is, though, it's like, so how do we keep that air of mystery about ourselves? Just because you're seeing us, you're seeing us all the time. I mean, do you really want to know my opinion on every little, on every Kardashian that?
No, I don't give a fuck. Because you know what I care about is you as an artist. Well, it's different with you because you're a friend too. But, but before the relationship moved to the next level, you know what I cared about?
You bought me flowers.
Your Jesus Christ! Now we're gonna be gay, Daphne. Okay, so
it's Pride Month.
What up? Let your freak flags fly. All right. So we got, I want to know things that inspired you. I know that
Mhm.
sounds so cliche.
Right.
Authors that inspired you, other artists that inspired you, what genres you're into, movies, cartoon. That's the kind of shit I care about when it comes to your art, to see
Right.
if we have that relatability, because if we're into some of the same kind of shit, I'm probably going to like the stuff you created.
Mm-hmm.
Your politics, I don't give a fuck.
Right. You know, I mean, it sounds that simple, right? It sounds that simple, you know, but like even on my own, like on my own Twitter feed, especially, I don't do this on Facebook. I don't know. For some reason, it just seems to be not the, yeah, exactly. Yeah. I don't seem to do this on Facebook. And okay, that's a good question, Grant. That's a good question. So, okay, Nita's.
I disagree with everybody.
Or as my father used to say, I hate everybody equally. So it's like, you see, that's the thing, because like, okay, so about shows, you see, here's the thing. I guess to quote a line from Men in Black, right? Individuals are good. People as a group are stupid. Yeah, and that's kind of what that's kind of what I go for when it's like yeah, it's like, okay, it's like, because I think is unless you're a completely heinous person, there is no reason for me to not talk to you. That's kind of how I leave it at. The only problems that I do have is when dealing with people who hold that against you. You know, who it's like, okay, you're talking to this person. Oh, they're part of this group. Does that make you part? It's like, no, it means I'm talking to a person. It doesn't, you know, it doesn't mean that whatever overall beliefs that they have are mine. I'm just talking to them. You know how much I have kind of like a hate on for Twitter, but there's a reason. You know, I mean,
Twitter's rubbing me wrong lately too.
Right. I mean, it's like, and that's kind of the thing, because especially on Twitter, I really do have to be a lot more conscious about what I post, about who I retweet. And it's a shame, really, because it's like, you know, Twitter is supposed to allow you to have an, I guess, easier access to conversation, but it's also a platform that enables the most unhinged behavior.
Right.
So, and I had to learn how to lock down my DMs because of that. You know, it's like, you know, years ago, I seem to have made a mistake of commenting about something that weird randos wanted to make sure I knew I was wrong about.
Oh.
And I was like, no, you know, block, 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 block. It's like, you know, it's like, so yeah, so with Twitter, it's like I'm very conscious. I mean, it's like just this morning, I I deleted a bunch of tweets because in the end I decided that it's like, you know, I'm gonna chill on this. It's like I'm not going to really bring this up, because in the end I do want my feeds to be about my artwork, about my creative process, about, you know, but yeah, it's you know, it's, you know, but it is kind of weird, and it's like it's like Nita, it's like, is there like kind of like, I don't know, like I know that there's like, how many tweets is too many tweets? Like, I guess it's like, because I think a person should be able to mention, you know, certain things.
I don't think. I mean, just it depends. Like, what kind of tweets? Because like, there's no such thing as too many tweets with Twitter moving so fast. But if you're regurgitating the same shit over and over and over, and you're just a dog returning to your vomit to vomit again, it's like that's too much.
Yeah.
Twitter is a marketing tool, people. Like, use it for freaking marketing. Throw the occasional meme or GIF up there just to keep the algorithm circulating. But other than that, just duck and cover. Get in there, throw your shit, and bounce. If you see somebody else sharing campaigns that look interesting or whatever, click on them, share some love, hit retweet, quote tweet. If that works better for you, don't just retweet. Hit quote tweet. Throw a fucking emoji and retweet. But just duck and cover. Get in there, handle business, and leave.
But conversely, though, is that I think that if an artist or whoever you are following somebody does bring up something that you don't want to see, you also have every right to, I always talk about this, curate your experience.
Oh, for sure.
And I have put people on timeout, because all of a sudden it's like they're talking about shit that I don't want to see on my feed. So I just I don't unfollow. It's very rarely that I block. Very rarely. You have to do actually something physical, for me to block you. But
I will mute you, though. I will mute you.
I will. Yeah, I will too. In
fact, there's only one person that I've blocked. No, two. Two.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, it's very rare. But the thing is, though, it's like, so it's like, because especially when a person gets obsessive with it, because we're in this 24-hour news cycle.
Obsessive or attacky. One of those.
Yeah. And it's like, okay, it's time for me to put you to bed right now. We'll come back, after your 30 days, we'll come back later and assess, as to whether, you kind of got that out of your system, so that's the thing, though. So it's like, so if you're a creator, like I said, if you're a creator or whatnot, it's like, just be aware of how your feeds look. It's like, we're not saying for you to completely disavow everything. If you
not at all.
Something, talk about it, but don't expect your audience to stick around. It's like,
especially if you're trying to force feed them,
and it's like, and especially if you're being a little obsessive, I mean, that's the thing too. It's like, just be careful with that,
there is no little obsessive.
I don't
one extreme or the other now.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Seriously. It's like, I don't want to feel like I'm being dragged into something.
Right.
That's really what it is. It's like, especially if I'm not, I think that my feed is enough on Facebook or whatever. My feed is enough to show people what I'm into. It's like what I like talking about, what I don't like talking about. And I don't appreciate it when people start coming in trying to interject shit that that I am going out of my way to not talk about. Let's just say that.
Right.
And it's like, okay, that thing is an interest for you. That's fine. But respect the fact that I don't want to see it. I don't want to deal with it. So, and if I don't, I guess to quote Cardi B, if I see you and don't speak, it means I don't fuck with you. It's the same thing what you're talking
Wow.
about. Okay? It's like, if you're trying to interject and I don't comment on it, take the hint.
Right.
It's like, especially if it's something that's very unrelated to what I'm talking about or what we're talking about.
Don't come in our chat with dumb shit. No, let's just I'll just put it out there on the table, not naming names or anything. If your comment is not relative to what's going on, we're not about entertaining your fucking nonsense. And we've had a lot of that lately, and it's frankly, it's annoying and distracting.
Right. It is.
Yes, she did. And now I am totally questioning her taste in music.
Right. Well, it's like if you talk to JD, you should technically question all my taste. But hey.
I do.
So that was just something that I just wanted to touch on. We're a little bit over the half hour, so let's run a couple of bumps and lighten up the mood a bit. And I have some things to toss
Me too.
at you. We have a package reveal. So there we go. So let's do that. We'll be right back.
Well, maybe. Hold on. If I can get us the fuck out of here.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Y'all ready for this? Oh, shit.
Hi, I am Joe D. McPhee. I am the host of From the Desk of a Small Press Publisher. And I want to cordially invite you to watch our show Saturdays at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. On our show, we will have different guests as well as talk about the comic book industry and pop culture. And every so often, I might actually do a drawing session or a 3D rendering session every here and there. So once again, I want to invite you to watch From the Desk of a Small Press Publisher right here on the broadcast channel that you're looking at, whether it be Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Hope to see you there, and make certain that you catch From the Desk of a Small Press Publisher at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Thanks.
Now on Sunday mornings, longtime independent comics creator Randy Zimmerman brings to you a podcast that talks about the lighter and more whimsical side of comics, the fun side of comics. That's right. Sunday Funnies is back Sunday morning, 9 a.m. on the Raging 2 YouTube channel and on certain Facebook pages. Check it out, won't you? Special guests, great talk, and a lot of fun as we work to put the fun back in funny books. See you there.
And why would we masturbate to something that's coming on our own network? Oh, that's because this Sunday we're taking over.
Oh,
and
right.
Yes. We will have special guests. We will have Karen Nicole. We will have Krista Crawford and Allison McClone joining us.
Yeah, because Randy's on vacation. And we're redecorating.
We're gonna redecorate the house.
Yeah, exactly. So make sure to join us on Sunday for a special edition of Sunday Funnies. We're gonna have a good time.
Well, and tomorrow, Doom.
Oh yes, Sketchy Saturday.
And C will be on Sketchy Saturday, joining Marv while Mike Jimmy is out of town. So
there we go. Everyone's on vacation.
I'm freaking jealous.
Yeah, I know. Me too. It's like I'm not gonna get a proper vacation until September, so I gotta keep working. So there we go. So Nita, I guess it's like this. Hold on, let me just load up what my thing here. So speaking of crowdfunding, speaking of crowdfunding, let's do your package reveal first.
I'm trying to get it out. It's like, okay, so this is Kevin Philpott's Glenn in Monsterland. Yeah. It was shipped from RJ over at Critical Blast, and RJ packages the shit out of stuff, which is a good thing because my mail carrier is a douche. I tried to save the bag. Can't do it.
Right.
All right. I need a sharp object.
Try not to hurt yourself.
Not this time.
All right. We already had somebody cut themselves on a diabetic strip. We don't need yeah.
Oh yes, and so we got the package from Critical Blast. Of course, RJ used our discount code for his Gemini mailers.
Oh, very nice, very nice. Very nice.
Undamaged already. You can tell. All right, here we go.
Perfect. And yes, and always, and yes, and remember, it's like we have. If you need to get Gemini mailers, we have a code that you can see in the show notes. Oh, that's really nice.
It's easy. It's right here.
Right. Oh, there we go. There we go. 5% on your next Gemini mailer order with the coupon code Ragin2. And yeah, let's look at that beautiful swag that you got there.
All right. Look at that sticker. That thing is
that's huge.
Massive. Like that's awesome.
That's the type of sticker that I used to see on like vans with wizards painted on the side back in the day.
I don't get excited about superhero stuff, and I don't get excited about too much all ages stuff.
Right.
But I fell in love with the art.
Yeah.
In this book. Like,
and what issue is that? Yeah.
This is number 1.
Uh-huh.
I mean, this is just incredible. I'm not going to show too much.
Actually, I'm gonna blow you up here.
No, don't.
No. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
but the peoples need to see. Okay, I guess
the peoples can do this.
Right. Oh, okay.
Anyway, this is a fantastic book. Right. I mean, it is fantastic. Yeah. I'm digging this already.
Right.
And it smells great.
Oh, of course, yes. The press smell. You know. that's always the paper smells, yeah. Come on, you all do it. All do it. Everybody does it.
This is still in demand. I'm not 100% on that. If it is, I'll make sure I throw it in the links. But I was ecstatic to realize this had come in. So yeah. Right. And I have another one, but we're going to save that for Monday because it has a companion somewhere. That should be coming too.
Right. It's lighting, Joe. I keep telling you, it's the lighting. So,
I thought you were supposed to draw blood.
That's the thing. Yeah, but not.
I guess I have a misunderstanding. Donna, did you cut your finger off? It looks fantastic, Patrick. Like, fantastic.
Right, yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. Yeah, no, it just, everything about this project was just, it's like, that's what I do, Patrick. You know, I am closer to discounts at Denny's than I am at being carded for alcohol.
Wow. This just tells me to hurry up and write more.
What happened?
It just means you need to hurry up and write more.
Well, absolutely. Yes, absolutely. So
before you start forgetting, Daphne.
I know. Well, why do you think I have notes everywhere? Look, I can barely remember that it's Friday. You know, I need to post it for that.
It started.
Right. So okay, so hopefully we'll have a little time left to do this next thing that I wanted to talk about. So I came across an article about building trust with your Kickstarter backers, I guess, and and the thing is, though, and it sounds like, you know, it's like, okay, you know, like right off the bat, you would think, okay, building trust, you know, it's like, you know, you would think that there would be like really obvious things that, you know, yeah, you need to do in order to get people to support your campaign. Right. But the more I read the article, the more I realized that it's like, it was a little, I don't know, I found it a little odd. And I want to, and as somebody who has seen as many different campaigns, because I can only talk about my campaigns that I put together, and I'm at a point where there's a very specific way that I put my campaigns together. But you see all sorts. You see the way so many people put together. So I want to ask you about these things on these lists and what they mean to you, and whether it really does do anything for a campaign or not, according to what you've seen and how the campaigns have performed and whatnot. So, okay. Now, the first three here, actually, yeah, the first four, they all kind of, like, at first glance seem like kind of the same thing. But all right, so they're 37 Kickstarter page elements that build trust with backers. So the thing so this is a checklist of things that the person who wrote this article feels that you need to have in your campaign in order for people to trust your campaign enough to back it.
Right.
So the first four is pro endorsements, critical review comments, Critic review comments, critic quotes on a GIF, and links to positive advanced reviews. So pretty much they want 4 sections on your campaign just for, I guess, like pull quotes of your book. So what's your initial response to that?
Okay, first of all, if you're this would depend, because if you're an experienced creator and this is not your first crowdfund, you're probably going to have known people reviewing you. And so their opinion may or may not matter. But as a newcomer, most of the time, you're going to have people like your moms and stuff reviewing your shit. And you know what? I don't care about your mom's opinion. I care about how you're going to explain your story to me. Like, give me your synopsis and let me see some art.
Right. I think that I've seen a campaign once that did have your mom's review on it as a joke.
No, I've seen them where it wasn't a joke.
Right.
And I've seen them where it was a joke and where it was a joke, but it wasn't a joke because their mom was like the only person besides their neighbor's friend.
Right.
Like,
oh yeah, it's a little awkward at that point.
Like,
right.
Yeah.
Okay. So number 5, a published proven track record of creators. So I guess your resume, I guess. I didn't quite understand.
If you've never had any project before, I'm just supposed to just write you off.
Right. Right. But the thing is, though, just because you do have a resume.
There is someone who has a proven track record right now. I won't say his name. He's a god amongst some mortals. Anyway, his proven track record is one book. Well, there's a couple of them that he did several years back, and people have been waiting 2 years for the next thing to come out, and they paid for it and everything, and we're still waiting. Like, proven track record means nothing in crowdfunding.
Right. It's
no, that's not true. It does when it comes to fulfillment. But just because you had a great product once upon a time, if you had a great product once upon a time, in my book, that makes you a has-been.
Ooh, right, yeah. I mean, but the thing is, because to me, it's like
I'm getting canceled tonight.
Well, it's like, look, we're being educational here. Because it's because to me, I mean, I don't want to go. It's like I don't care how many books you've done or books that if you've worked with the other companies or whatnot. If I go into your comment section and it's filled with people,
where's my shit? Where's my shit?
Yeah, it's been a year. It's been 2 years. I mean, I know that there's one campaign that I have been waiting on for 2.5 years already. Like, I bought this. We have one we've been waiting on for a long time. I bought this book before we went on lockdown.
Wow.
So it's like, it's like their track record was meaningless to me at that, it's like, and you're saying this is the thing though, because I did order that book because of their track record.
Right.
But the fact that I'm waiting I'm still waiting for
Was it their track record of fulfillment, or was it their track record of they wrote something good once upon a time?
No, they the amount of crowdfundings that they've done. I guess it's like I put a little bit more. I put too much trust in them.
Right.
Then that's why being late with this Eagle Raven Oswald crossover story is kind of making me sweat, because I don't want people. It's not the main book. The main book is, everybody, pretty much everybody got this, except for people waiting for the sketch covers. But it's still something that I'm very self-conscious about being late on, even if it is just bonus material that I'm just going to send in people's emails and that's it. So their track record, they had a track record that I trusted, when in the end, all this time later, I now kind of regret trusting blindly. So, So yeah, so that's okay. So number 6, pictures of the entire creative team. We can see who created this, not anonymous.
Okay.
And then I guess number 7 would kind of be on this too, including if you have a professional colorist and a professional letterer, and listing them in the credits and their credentials. It's like, I don't know. That one kind of seems like a no-brainer. That it's like, yeah, I kind of do maybe want to see who made the book.
Okay, but here's the deal. I don't want an entire autobiography on everybody on your team, because guess what? I'm looking at your crowdfund on the internet. If I'm that interested in your artist or your writer or whatever, I'm going to go look up their other creations. I don't need oh my God, there are some where you scroll and you scroll and you scroll, and it's like you have to read a novella about the writer, about the artist, the colorist, the fucking penciler.
Right.
Like, chances are I don't give a fuck unless the art catches my attention enough to where I might want to go back and see who did your pencils or inks.
Right.
And with that, I want to see their other stuff too, not just what you've shown me in the campaign, because I'm going back for their track record, not this.
Right. So there kind of is a reference to track record, but it's like your mileage. It's like why you want that track record is different than whether you trust the campaign.
Because in a campaign, 90% of the time, I don't think a significant amount of art is shown.
Right.
People want to talk a lot.
Right.
Talk. And that's what it comes down to with that too. I want to be able to see who the creative team is, and if something about the project has caught my eye, I want to go look back at their previous works, because you're not going to show me everything I'm looking for, and you can't really, because then you'd spoil everything, and I get that. So yeah.
Okay, this one though, number 8, it's what I kind of lovingly call sniffing your own farts.
Oh boy.
Major company logos claiming a world-class creative team, followed by well-known logos of places the team members have.
Now, every time I see that, I'm going to assume you're fraudulent and you made that shit up.
It's kind of like whenever you see those ads on Facebook and they have like all as featured on like CBS and CNN and it's like the weirdest, it's like the weirdest product, but for some reason they got coverage in all these major, news outlets. And that's kind of what that reminds me of. So I think that this, even if it's true, would kind of have the opposite effect on me. What are you doing?
I'm trying to figure out which Patrick's talking about. If you're talking about this is a pinup of Karen Nicole. If you're talking about this down here, this is Scotty Young's Fuck Fairyland.
Oh, okay.
Okay, keep going.
There we go. This is how people, you see, this is what happens when they watch us in 4K.
Oh, shit.
Okay. Right, yeah. Okay, so again, going back to the track record, right? Listing previous Kickstarter successes.
Okay, I'll give you that. But I wouldn't include it in my must-haves.
Right. But I mean, but also it's like it still wouldn't mean I trust your campaign.
Don't tell me about your successes. Tell me about not only the books that you successfully crowdfunded, but that you have already fulfilled.
Right.
If you're going to do that, I want fulfillment. Fuck your success stories. How many times have you seen people have a successful campaign and launch another campaign before fulfillment? And here we are 2 years later, and we're 4 books in, and we haven't seen shit.
Well, that's the book that I'm waiting for. It's like they have no problem. I mean, I'm sitting here watching campaign after campaign of campaign, and I'm still waiting for this book. And it's just like, okay, all right, I get it. No, actually, no, I don't. I'm not getting it. That's the problem. Okay, now here's one that I absolutely agree on, and I always include this in my campaigns. The comic is already 100% complete and ready to print.
Yes.
Yeah, I think from the very beginning, that was the one thing that it's like I really found I needed to stress, especially when I was launching Eagle Raven issue 1, that I wanted to tell people it's done, it's ready to go, it's proofed. I mean, I think I even had a physical proof.
You did, and you were pulling that bitch up every time.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Because it's like, yeah, it's done. I know that a lot of people, it's like it was the first time that I was kind of like going on my own with Kickstarter, with my own project, not associated with Tall Tales, not associated with Oswald, but it's like, look, and even then, in spite of my track record, I felt that this was the most important thing that I could say as kind of, going out there on my own for the first time. The shit's done. And the second the campaign is over, it goes to print. Once I get the counts out and everything, it goes to print. As long as I don't miscount something in the background. But yeah, that's okay. This is the one that kind of irritates
Friday.
me. Yeah. This is
but you're ready to go.
Yeah.
Your proof is coming back. Like you have it,
you
show it.
Right. Okay. This is the one that kind of irritates me because it's like I just think that budget pie chart.
Nobody gives a fuck. I'm so tired of seeing those things. I don't give a fuck how you spend the money as long as it's spent making the damn book and not buying your kids their whatever.
Right. It's like as long as I get the items that you're promising in your campaign, I don't care how you do it. Although, if I can tell that you cut corners, that's a different issue. Right. If you're going to tell me I'm getting stickers, that's fine. But when I get the stickers and they look like
oh my god,
at home, and
they look like the Dollar Tree punch out stickers that they called them stickers, and they were actually stamps. You had to lick them fuckers, and they tasted like nasty ass breath mints.
Right. Yeah. It's like, if it looks like you made it at home and you don't even own a cry cut machine.
Thank you.
It's like that's when but I'm going to side eye you anyway for that, even if you did have on a pie chart.
This sir is a sticker.
That's a sticker.
That's a fucking sticker.
Yeah. So yeah. Okay. Now, all right. So this one, of course, example of finished artwork on the page. You would think that would be
a given. That's a given. But I have seen campaigns without.
Yeah,
you not
right. It's like you would think that that's a given, but I have seen campaigns where they barely show artwork. What
we should totally do, Daphne?
What?
We should totally go build us a mock campaign on Kickstarter and follow every one of these rules to a fucking T.
And see how many scrolls
this looks like. This is going to be a shit show. I'm all about building me a pseudo campaign.
Wow, because it just seems like a lot of filler.
It is. That's all.
That's
just bullshit.
Right.
I'll give you my 7 when we're done with this 3,500, whatever it is.
Okay. Now here's also another one that I also started including on my campaigns, and I think a lot of people do appreciate that because I do see the downloads in my Bitly analytics. An extended preview, a digital ash can available.
Yeah.
It's like, because if you go to because it's like all my campaigns now for Eagle Raven, I make sure that there is a digital download of the first 16 the first 16 pages of issue 1, so that you can kind of start the story and see if that's something you're interested in really supporting. So you're not just guessing from the
now see a first timer. I don't like that because they're giving away pretty much. They'd have to give away half their damn book. Like so for them, well, I don't deem that necessary. However, when you're coming back with issue 2, 3, 4, 5, like you are, absolutely. Because now that you're running on fucking issue 5 now, people are going to want to see what they're getting into.
Right.
Is this worth the investment? Because if I'm just coming in, I'm going to need 1 through 5.
Right. Well, with issue 1, what I did was I was linking people to the website where they can where they could read the first 5 issues.
Right. Yeah.
Which in its original black and white format. So they still get a sense of it, but they know that the Kickstarter version is the full color remastered version. So it's not like I felt like I was, now that they read it, they're not going to want to pick up the book. I mean, it was different. And then as the issues go along, now it's like, okay, here is the first half of issue 1. So let's see. Okay, this is another one.
Oh,
a
here we go.
shared project timeline, including contingency in the timeline.
No, fuck you.
Right.
I don't have time for your nonsense. I don't give a shit about the logistics.
Right. It's like, look, all I need to know is that the book is done, right? Your book is done, and
Damn
that
straight.
I should be expecting it in a reasonable amount of time after the campaign ends. Like it's like for you to say that, at this date, this date. It's like, look, I'm all about scheduling too. And especially, it's kind of like contractors. If you tell me it's going to take you 3 weeks to ship out your books, I'm going to expect it in 6.
Right. Right. I'm not going to start bitching until you're 6 months late.
Right. And here's the thing, though. I'm the type of person that I don't complain at all. I just don't support you anymore.
Right. I'm done
I'll
with
bitch
you.
about you to my friends, though.
Yep.
But, I just don't support you.
And I have friends that are very reliable backers. So,
right. So it's like, so I'm not going to complain. It's like, I understand how this works, but it's like, you're the one that needed your inability to schedule does not change the fact that you took my money for it. And I have an expectation for that. So, so a shared, So, okay. Now, this is also another one, another 2 that I find obnoxious. Shared specific details of packaging and assurance that the fulfillment is being handled in-house. I.e., the people who keep posting up that they're going to use Gemini mailers, and which I think is also
use them.
Use
them. But we don't need to hear about it in your campaign.
Right.
Ship wisely.
Right. You see, because this is the thing, too. It's like my expectation already is that I'm going to get your book in my hands in pristine condition.
Yeah.
Okay, it's like that's already.
And honestly, it doesn't matter if it's Gemini or Uline, or whatever, or doubled up cardboard folded over. I don't care as long as my book's not fucking creased.
Right, exactly. I don't care.
Gemini is fancy.
Right, exactly. So it doesn't. Yeah. So all that. Yeah. So again, it's like all.
There goes my affiliate link.
Well, it's like that's just filler to me. That's filler.
Why does that need to be there?
It doesn't need to be. Yeah, exactly. That's first rung expectation. That you're going to pack the books correctly. So I don't need to see it in the campaign.
Yeah, that's just
all you're doing is just fluffing your resume.
Oh, that was nicer. Fluffing your resume, stroking your cock, whichever.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Qualifying the need to tell this story. Where it's like, why do you feel the need? Like if I told you the entire backstory of how, Ego Raven came from She-Ra fanfic and I decided to this, that, and the other thing. And after 5 years.
That's interesting. Save that for the podcast. That doesn't need to be in your campaign crawl.
Right. Exactly. It's like, yeah, exactly. That's the type of thing that if you're doing like podcast
interviews,
that's for that. Because like that's where that information is interesting. When I'm on you're looking at your campaign, it's like, what? I'm just the type that's like, I want just the nitty gritty. Am I interested in this book? What does the artwork look like? Is it ready to go? Do I feel confident from looking at the campaign that, I'm going to actually get this book? And that's kind of pretty much, do I understand your levels? I understand?
Dude, that's just it. Are we done with their list yet?
You know what? There's kind of a bunch of other things too, but it's like, yeah, we're just.
You may sum it up real fast. Like I
Yeah,
could rewrite this whole fucking article for you, and it would make much more sense. Okay, give me a short relative video that's relative to your fucking book.
Right.
And when I say short, I mean under 3 minutes, people. Under 2, preferably. Okay.
Right.
2, a good balance of art and the synopsis of your story. Okay, a brief introduction to your team, their name, what they did, maybe where they're from, and maybe 1 or 2 projects. That's all I fucking need from them. Clear tiers, a must.
Right.
I need to know what I'm buying.
Yeah.
Digital tiers, not only for what Daphne said, for like the preview for the more experienced creators, but also digital tiers for the newbie that benefits you. That's 100% profit. Okay. 6, be 100% ready, proof in hand. Number 7, when can I expect this shit? And number 8, fucking fulfill it.
Right. Oh my God. Yeah. Because it's like, the rest of it. Yeah, exactly. Because they're talking about Project We Love status from Kickstarter. Who will love the book? Who your demographics are? You know, the intro video, which again is kind of given.
Who's going to love my book? You fucked up. Because what if I don't relate to the people that you just described?
Right. You see, and that's the thing too.
Off. Okay,
right. Well, here's the thing. It's like Joe D has told me numerous times that Eagle Raven is supposed to be a book he's not interested in. You know? So it's like, but here he is supporting me from the very beginning, buying our books from the very beginning. And, you know, technically, you know, for me, you know, it's like technically he shouldn't be liking this book, but he does. So it's like, yeah, okay, I can give it as I can say a recommend. You know, it's like, okay, this is recommended.
Yeah, could you imagine being like, this is recommended for little white girls who dream about unicorns and butterflies?
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Shit like that. What the fuck does that even mean?
Right. It's like, yeah. Look, all I say is like, do you like The Witcher? Did you read the Chronicles of Narnia? Then you know, then you can check this out. That's all you. It's like really, you don't.
And that's summarizing genre. That's not like the demographic even like that.
Yeah.
What is that?
Right. You know. Okay. So it's like so. Also, they're mentioning actually fill out the risks and challenges section. You know, it's like if you know just mention. Look, we're going through a paper shortage. We're still going through a paper shortage. You know, I mean, what for us small guys, it's not. You know, it's not as much of an issue as it is if you're all of a sudden having to print 1,000 or something copies. But you know, mention the fact that there might be delays, even though if your proof is ready, there might be printer delays that you're not that you can't account for.
Be fancy, sound like an insurance company. Throw acts of God in there.
Right, exactly. But make sure you update regularly to tell your backers what's going on. Let's see. And then it's like pretty much he's talking about repeating everything so far that we've talked about in your video. And my answer to that
do not do that.
Do not do that.
I will turn your video off, and there is a good chance I'm not even going to scroll your campaign.
Right.
Do not do that. I don't need your life story, and I don't need the redundancy. I don't.
Yeah,
no.
It's like, look, you're not making a YouTube video. You know, if you want to do that for your own channel, do that for your own channel, but do not do it for the Kickstarter video. Because after 30 seconds, I'm out, you know? So yeah, don't waste your time with that unless, you know, it really, you know, it's like, okay, mock up your rewards, I guess. Like, okay, that's more of an aesthetic thing.
Yeah,
sure. You know, you can do that. Yes, reward tier structures with images until Kickstarter actually implements the thing from Indiegogo, where you can always
have to add it in your crawl, though. You can
please put it in your crawl so I understand. I have a visual representation of what your levels are.
Right.
Yeah, it's like, okay, it's like, look, we know what Kickstarter is. By now, everybody knows how Kickstarters work. We know it's all or nothing funding. So you don't have to mention obvious Kickstarter. It's like, yeah.
This is everything right now. Oh my God, Daphne, when we get out of here, I'm going to fucking chew your ear off.
Right. Okay, sure. So there we go. So yeah, so don't, it's like, you don't have to tell the story of Kickstarter on your campaign. We're there. We know it already. We know how it works. We know it's all or nothing. It says at the very top of the page. You don't need to mention it. So don't do it. Yeah, it's like, yeah, please don't do that. Please don't talk about Kickstarter. You don't have to explain it.
We already know before the press play.
Update important updates. Okay.
Yes.
If it's going to affect when and how and when I'm getting the project that I'm backing, that's an update. Don't talk to me about I had a great meal today. Don't turn your
and don't tell me,
oh,
I found another box of so and so that was supposed to be in my campaign that I should have fulfilled 8 months ago.
Right. It's like look, don't turn your updates into your Instagram or your Twitter feed. It's like
not what they're there for.
Yeah, it's like I just want updates. It's like, oh, there's going to be a delay. I'm currently working on it. Like I said, I sent out
shit shipped. That's what I want to hear.
Exactly. It's like that's what I want. Yeah, that's what I want to know. Yeah, it's like it's like fans. Okay,
campaign is another
right.
one.
Okay, so here and again, here's more fluffing the campaign. People holding, people at conventions holding, pictures of people at conventions holding your product. It's like, honestly, I don't care. It's like, that you're at conventions and selling your book. I don't care because I'm not at that convention and I'm buying your book on Kickstarter. It's like, honestly, it's like there could be 2 other people who love your book. But if I know I'm going to get your book and I want it, I'm pledging. So you don't have to give me that whole thing.
I don't care.
Right. And also, yeah, future plans for conventions and store signings, fans.
That's what your Facebook feed's for, your Twitter feed for. That's what your interviews are for.
It's not, I'm not following your Kickstarter for your day-to-day. I'm following your Kickstarter for the project that I'm backing, and that's it. I'm going to pledge and never come back to your page until the shit's over and you ship my book.
Lord, I am wanting to have a showdown with the writer of this article. Like,
right. Let's see. Okay. Declaration of how many stretch goals have been met. Okay, that's fine. I mean, it's like, okay, so we reached, I did that on my last campaign, counting down as to what it took to unlock.
And that's great.
Stretch goals. It kind of gamifies it, so I can understand what that looks. Right. And the last thing, free U.S. shipping, so the price is up front. And it's like, it's not free shipping if I'm hiding it in the price. Okay. All right, that's kind of the thing. It's like if all of a sudden my books are $13 and I say free shipping, it's not really free shipping because the book is actually $10 with $3 as shipping. Right. But now I'm just putting it in the actual level. So your mileage may vary on that. Honestly, I think that the biggest problem is international shipping because it varies way too much. But yeah, it's like, you know what? If you feel like you want to add your shipping in your price so that you don't have to worry about U.S. shipping, yeah, it's like that's a personal preference. Well, yeah,
it's just a Sunday fucking paper, man. Like,
no, but the thing is, so if you have a sign up for a newsletter, that's where people should be getting all that extra information, getting those photos, getting, seeing the happy customers, but not on your Kickstarter page. But, so I have nothing against the person who wrote this article.
Other than please don't ever crowdfund because I don't want to spend the next 2 years crawling your campaign.
Well, you see, that's the thing, because it certainly explains how a lot of crowdfunding crowdfunders we've been seeing look the way they do, and that's because they're following this checklist. And like I said, I have nothing against.
There are good things and good points on that checklist, but if you fucking follow that tit for tat, that's some overwhelming bullshit.
Right? Exactly.
I don't like, especially like I don't know about you, but when I go over to Kickstarter, I'm not just going for the one campaign that clicked. I'm going to end up clicking on the ones that reference to it. And I end up on this fucking tangent, which is why I try to only hit it once or twice a day.
Right.
And I don't have time
Right.
to sit there and read the Sunday Advocate on each individual campaign.
Right. Exactly.
Keep it simple, stupid.
Yeah, exactly. You know, it's like me, it's like I'm trying, whatever this list is advocating for, I'm trying to do the opposite of it. I'm trying to make my campaigns as short and sweet as possible so that you can, you know, place your pledge and then go on with the rest of your day. I'm not there to, you know, it's like, look, you want to be entertained by my work, buy the book. I'm not there to entertain you through the through the Kickstarter crawl.
No.
I'm just there to show you what I have, pledge just you know what you're pledging for, and move on. You know, it's like in the end, it's like I want, if I can make my campaign shorter, you know, but that would I would, but that would require Kickstarter implementing some aesthetic change to their pages,
which would be just the one thing,
right?
The freaking showing the physical image of the tears added
right,
in, like
yeah,
Indiegogo
exactly.
has.
That would save me so much space. So on that note, we're a little bit over, but we really did wanted to get through this list. But I have to thank Nita for shortening it. Yes, she really did condense it into what really a campaign, in her opinion. And mind you, this is our opinion on this. If you want to follow that checklist, go right ahead. You know, it's like, it's just
My
that
banner is gone.
When we look at it, that's how kind of we look at it. That's how kind of we react to that. Your mileage may vary. So yeah. So if you want to follow that, follow it. You know, it's your campaign. You do what you need, what's right to it. But in our opinion, this is just way too much fluff and just way too much expectation on the part of the reader to have. And it's like, no, I just want you to scroll, find the level you want, pledge, and go. You know, that's really what it is. So yeah, so on that note, if you do want to follow more of my work, you can head on over to egoworks.com, EGOWORKS, where you can find links to all of my social media sites. But I mostly post to Facebook if you're interested in seeing more of my work in progress stuff, and you know, the doodles and everything that I'm working on, and updates. And also, while you're there on my website, don't forget to sign up for the newsletter that will have all of this information in, so that you don't miss a campaign, and you know what you're getting yourselves into. So Nita, where can the people find you?
At C_chaos247 on Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, whatever, and on Facebook as Nita Lanning. Anywhere you find Ragin 2, I am there.
Exactly. So yes. So on that, so on there, I got to get out of here. So remember, everybody, to eat your food, to moisturize, to mind your business, and to do the work, because when you actually do the work, you never have to fake your accomplishments. So we'll see you on Saturday for Sketchy Saturday. Join us again on Sunday for
and then Monday, and then Wednesday. Fuck, we're all next week.
You know what? Subscribe, hit the bell, and then just show up when we go live. That's all we ask, really.
And we're out of here.
Ciao.